everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this beautiful stitch. As a person who has tried several flower stitches that are really complex and complicated and very difficult to master, I want to teach you how to make this beautiful flower stitch that is just a 2-row repeat and is straightforward. This flower stitch is made of several clusters that are made of treble crochets and chains, and I think this is the easiest flower stitch pattern that you will ever come across, because I've tried several. If there is any other flower stitch that you feel like is easier than this, please help us out in the comment section and link that flower stitch pattern. But for me, I found this to be the easiest. So this is a 2-row repeat. So the moment you master the 2 rows, you just keep repeating again and again, and it will give you this beautiful flower effect. If you want to be a little bit extra, you can go ahead and attach beads in the center of the flowers, and that will create a very beautiful effect. Now, I'm going to teach you how to make the stitch. This time, I'm not going to dictate what you're going to use the stitch for. You're going to choose for yourself what to make out of this stitch. And later on, we shall also make some projects out of this stitch. We already have the flower bralette that you can try out. And then I'm also working on another project using this particular stitch, and you'll be seeing it on the channel. So for the materials, I used yarn. This is the yarn that I used for this beautiful sample. It's Alize Cotton Gold. It's a cotton acrylic blend, and I also used a 4mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a darning needle. Now, you're going to use any yarn of your choice depending on the thickness that you want for your flowers and for your stitch, and you're going to pick the corresponding hook for that yarn that you've chosen to use. So let's get right into the video. So this pattern looks exactly the same, both sides. As you can see, we have one side, and then when you turn, you also have this side. That's because we keep turning after a row. So I'm going to grab my yarn, and you're going to start off with a slip knot. Sorry for the dogs barking in the background. So you're going to insert your hook and make a slip knot. Now you're going to make a chain. Your foundation chain should be a multiple of 8 plus 5 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For me, my starting chain is going to be a chain of 101. So the multiple of 8 is 96, plus 5 will be 101 chains. So let me go ahead and make my multiple of 8 plus 5 chains, and I'll meet you back and show you how to make row 1. So I have 101 chains, and now we're going to start working our stitch pattern. You're going to go into the 5th chain from the hook. So counting from this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the 5th, you're going to hold here, and then you're going to yarn over twice to prepare for a treble crochet. Insert your hook into the 5th chain from the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we are not going to finish it because we are going to do 2 treble crochets together. So yarn over twice, and then go into the same exact chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So you'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all. What we've just done right there is 2 treble crochets together. So you're going to make a chain of 1, skip over 7 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And into the 8th, which is this one, you're going to yarn over twice, and we're going to do 2 treble crochets together into this chain, the 8th chain. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over twice, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you'll have 3 loops left on your hook, yarn over, pull through all the 3 loops, and then you're going to make a chain of 4 and go into the same exact chain with a slip stitch. So you just insert your hook and pull through all. So this is what you'll have, and then you're going to make a chain of 4, 1 2 3 4, and into the same exact chain you're going to go in there with 2 treble crochets together. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So don't finish your treble crochet, yarn over twice, insert your hook into the same chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all the 3 loops. So this is what we have. And now you're going to make a chain of 1 and repeat the same exact thing that we've done here. So after a chain of 1, skip over 7 chains, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and into the 8th you're going to make 2 trebles together, 2 treble crochets together, and by now you know how to do this. Chain 4, slip stitch into the same exact chain, chain 4, and 2 treble crochets together into the same exact chain. All right, so you can see exactly what we have here is the same exact thing that we have here. You're going to repeat this all the way across your chain until you have a total of 8 chains left on your row 1. Chain 1, don't forget to always chain 1. Then yarn over twice, skip over 7 chains. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and into the next chain, which should be the 8th, you make 2 treble crochets together, chain 4, slip stitch into the same exact chain, chain 4, 2 treble crochets together into the same chain. This is what your work will look like. So let me go all the way across and keep repeating this until I come towards the end of the row. Alright, so we've come to the end of the row and I have a total of 8 chains left. You're going to skip over the 7, and after this cluster you're going to make a chain of 1 and skip over the 7 chains, and into the very last chain you're going to place 2 treble crochets together, just as we've been doing. So yarn over twice and place your 2 trebles together into the last chain, and then after this you're going to make a chain of 4 and slip stitch into the same exact last chain. So this is what you're going to have for row 1. Row 1 is going to look like this, and we're going on to row 2. For row 2, you're going to start off with a chain of 7, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7, and then you're going to turn your work. Now we're going to go into the chain one. You see that chain one in between the two clusters here. So you're going to yarn over twice and into the chain one, not the space, but into the actual chain one. You're going to try to place your hook through and place your two trebles together. Yarn over twice, set your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, and then you're going to yarn over, pull through all the 3 loops. By now you know how to make the 2 treble crochets together stitch, and then you're going to make a chain of 4, and you're going to go into the same exact chain one and place a slip stitch, and then make a chain of 4 and 2 treble crochets together into the same exact chain one. So all right, so this is what we have. You can see how the flower sort of shape comes together. So after this, you're going to make a chain of 1, and this time instead of skipping the 7 chains, you're going to just skip over the 2 clusters here and go into the next chain one here in between these 2 clusters. So you're going to yarn over twice, go into the chain 1. So make sure as you work your pattern, when it comes to the chain 1, it shouldn't be very tight, because when it gets to the new row, it may be a little bit challenging to go into that stitch, the chain 1 stitch, to create the clusters. Then you're going to make a chain of 4 and slip stitch into the same chain 1, chain 4, and then 2 trebles together into the same chain 1. And that's basically it. For row 2, you're going to repeat this until you come towards the end of the row, and I'll show you how to wind up. You can see the flower shape starting to form. Let me get... I wanted to get the bigger sample to show you what you're going to end up with. You see those little flowers? It's like a flower pattern. So this is our aim. So we're going to go all the way along until towards the end of row 2, and I'll show you how to wind up. So chain 1, make sure it's not tight, and then go into the next chain 1 in between the next. So you skip over this one, and then into the chain 1 here. That's where you place your 2 treble crochets together. Chain 4, slip stitch into that chain 1, and then chain 4 and 2 trebles together. So go all the way along. I'll meet you towards the end of row 2. All right, guys, we've come to the end of row 2, and I've just placed my 2 clusters in the last chain 1 space. Not the space, actually, in the last chain 1, because we go in the actual chain 1, not the space. So you can see what we have. We've created our last flower shape, and this is what we have along our row. And from here, once you finish this one, you're going to yarn over 4 times. I don't know what this stitch is called. I heard it was called a triple treble, but yeah, you yarn over 4 times, and then you go into the chain where this cluster is coming from. Into that chain there, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Keep doing this until you pull through the last 2 loops. So this is what we have, and this balances what we have at the beginning. Remember the chain 7 that we have here. This is what the end of the row looks like. So we're going on to row 3, and we're going to start off with a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you're going to turn your work into the same exact stitch where the chain 4 is coming from. Here you're going to place your 2 treble crochets together, just like that, and then you're going to make a chain of 1, skip over the next 2 clusters, and in the chain 1 space, in the chain 1, sorry, here inside the chain 1, you're going to place your 2 trebles together, just as we've been doing for the previous row. So 2 trebles together, and then chain 4, slip stitch into the chain 1, chain 4, and then 2 trebles together into the same chain 1. Just like that. So see what we have. This is also creating another group of flowers, as you can see here. So row 2 created a flower here, but row 3 is creating a flower here. So it's kind of going to create an alternating kind of effect, that if you have a flower here, you also have a flower here, but also a flower here and here and here. So that's the effect that we are trying to create, and it looks really, really beautiful. So from here, after creating your 2 clusters into the chain 1, you're going to make a chain 1, and then skip over the next 2 clusters, and into the chain 1, you repeat the same exact process. 2 trebles together, chain 4, slip stitch into the chain 1, chain 4, and then 2 trebles together into the same exact chain 1. Okay, and just like that, we're going to repeat that all the way across. Don't forget to always chain 1 in between. Because that chain 1 is the one going to receive the clusters of the next row. So don't forget to always place it. So the moment you get done with the 2 clusters that are placed into the chain 1, you always make a chain of 1. So I hope I'm clear on that. Go all the way across and finish up row 3, and I'll show you what to do next. Alright guys, we've come to the end of row 3, and you can see what we have here. Now once you finish placing these 2 clusters into the last chain 1 of the previous row, you're going to make a chain of 1, just as we've been doing after creating each of the 2 clusters. So you're going to make a chain of 1, and on top of the chain 7, the turning chain 7, we're going to place a cluster. So you're going to do 2 trebles together on top of the chain 7. the topmost chain. Just like that. And then you're going to make a chain of 4 and slip stitch into the same exact chain. So that will mark the end of row 3. This is what you'll have at the end of the row, and this is what we have at the beginning of the row. Make sure you always balance what you have at the beginning and at the end of the row. As you can see here, you can see we have only one piece here and one piece at the end. So we're going on to row 4, and row 4 is going to resemble row 2. So you're going to make a chain of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then you're going to turn your work. So into the chain 1 space, I'm used to chain 1 space, but into the chain 1 you're going to place your clusters, the 2 clusters. So you're going to do 2 trebles together, and then make a chain of 4 and slip stitch into the same chain 1 and chain 4 and 2 trebles together into the same chain 1. So you can see how easy this pattern is. The moment you know how to begin and end the row, everything else is a walkover. So you can see how it has created another flower effect at this point. So the flowers are going to keep alternating and creating this beautiful floral lace pattern. So go all the way across and I'll show you how to wind up row 4 because it's quite different. So you're going to make a chain of 1, skip over the next 2 clusters, and into the chain 1 you're going to place your 2 clusters. So you start with 2 trebles together, just as we've been doing before, and then make a chain of 4, slip stitch into the same chain 1, chain 4, 2 trebles together into the same chain 1. Okay, so go all the way across doing this, and I'll meet you back towards the end of row 4. All right, so we've come to the end of row 4 and we've just placed our 2 clusters into the last chain 1 of the previous row. And after this cluster, you're going to yarn over 4 times and then go into the space where this cluster comes from, this one here. So into that space, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 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 and yarn over, pull through the last 2. And this is what the end of your row should look like. So we're basically going to repeat rows 3 and 4. Keep building and keep repeating rows 3 and 4 until you have the thickness of the panel that you want to use for your project. You can make as many rows as you wish, just repeating rows 3 and 4 again and again. So keep building, and then I'll meet you back to show you how to do the final row that cleans up the edge to make it look like the foundation chain that we have at the beginning of the project. Alright, so I ended up doing a total of 8 rows, and you should end with an even row. The one that starts with a chain of 7 and ends with this long stitch. So for the last row, this should be a second last row, because the last row is supposed to balance exactly what we have for the foundation chain onto this side in order to make it flat as well. So I have a total of 8 rows. You can do 10 rows or 12 rows, whichever you prefer. Now for the final row, after making your even number of rows, you're going to make a chain of 1 and turn your work. And into that very stitch, you're going to place 1 single crochet, and then make a chain of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then into the next chain 1, you're going to go in there with a single crochet this time. This is the final row that wraps up the top to look exactly like the bottom of our piece. You see that chain of 7 that we kept skipping? We are bringing it back at the top in order to level up the edge, the top edge of our pattern. So continue, chain 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, skip over 2 clusters, and into the chain 1, you're going to go in there with a single crochet. So you're going to continue doing this all the way across. Chain 7, single crochet into the next chain 1. So this is what you should end up with. Alright, so we're coming to the end of our very last row, and I'm going to make a chain of 7, and on top of this chain here, the chain 7 on the edge, on top of it, into the very top chain, you're going to place a single crochet there. At this point, we are through with our panel, and you can just make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. And let's see the final look of our flower stitch. And yeah, you can use this stitch for anything that you want. For example, I have my flower bralette that you can check out, but also you can use it for any project of your choice. This could make a beautiful stitch for a dress, or a summer cover-up, or a shawl, or a throw-on. And this marks the end of this tutorial, guys. If you got any value from this video, don't forget to like this video and comment, subscribe, do all those nice things, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye.